It's going live. There we are. Hey everyone.
Hello.
Hey, this is Cheryl. Or is she over there? I don't know. It depends on how it looks.
I'm here. Hello.
Hey, so Cheryl is one of our VIPs over in the Check-In membership, and you've only been with us a little while, and I really wanted to share your story because holy moly, hasn't it been a ride?
It's crazy. It's only been a few. Are we going on our third month?
You started mid-December, and then it didn't really work out. So busy because we were both shutting down for
everything, holiday and stuff, right?
And then we've been doing our one-to-ones, and we've been really working on everything. So maybe we tell everybody where you started. Where were you? Like, we've known each other for a while now. We work together in a different space, but this is quite different than what you were doing in that space, right? You want to tell us where you started, Cheryl?
So I started working with us together, and I was a general business coach. And that's the biggest thing I think I can say. So I wanted to be a business coach for service industry owners. So that could be cleaning businesses, electricians, photographers, anyone that was in the service industry. I worked with a junk removal company, a stager, so different things like that. But my background is owning a cleaning company.
A really successful cleaning company at that.
Thank you.
But you're pretty keen to keep it super broad, weren't you? Because you're like, I can everyone, the skills apply no matter what.
That was my service industry, but the skills can apply to any service industry. It's just not specific enough. So I don't know, I guess you can tell me. I would say I had a decent sense of how to write copy, but not, not A+. So it was decent, I think.
For a while. That's the phrase that actually works, but you've been around for a while. But what we needed to do wasn't to create your messaging from scratch. It was to elevate it and specify it, because it wasn't getting the traction you were really hoping for, was it?
It wasn't getting traction. And I was doing all this work and writing all my copy every week and getting mediocre results, I guess you can say. A little bit here and there. I think I had maybe like 3 or 4 clients or something like that. So it wasn't because I wasn't sure if I wanted to really be only a cleaning business coach. I was afraid to narrow it down that much. And then that's where
it's super common for people to feel that. It's like, oh, but I'm going to miss out on all these other people, right?
Yes.
And that's a really valid feeling, but once you realize that even within quite a specific niche, as you have now, there's quite a few people who need exactly what you're offering, isn't there?
That happened quick too. I was like, and so you gave me the nudge. You're like, I really think that if you nail it down and be specific to the cleaning biz, you're going to have better results. And even for a couple of weeks, I'm like, I kind of like the sound of that idea, but I'm still unsure. And I wouldn't change my banner. I think I started focusing on the cleaning industry more and more every week in my copy. And then I just changed the banner. Last week. I said, that's it. although I signed on, I think like, 5 clients in the last month.
Oof. 5
being just strictly cleaning. And I said, well, to myself, well, that's it. I said, that's it. Like, that has to be it.
And do you know why it's so, there's a million reasons why it's so great. One of those reasons is simply that it's easy to write for this because it is your life experience as well. Right. You can empathize. So I was actually talking to one of the other ladies in the space today. She does planners for parents with neurodiverse children, and they have lots of appointments and lots of stuff to remember. And she kind of wrote an experience of that, of like what that feels like. And it comes out so clearly when you've lived it, to be able to empathize with people who are maybe a few steps behind where you are now, you know. And that's what I really sort of emphasized with you, is that it's so powerful to be able to know what it felt like to be able to describe it now, right?
Well, because I can talk their language and I understand whatever, you know, I'm feeling like I'm going to sneeze here. If I'm making a weird face, I'm sorry. I can empathize with where they are, whether they're having a problem with hiring, or it's not knowing how to raise their prices or anything like that. Anything that they're going through, I've already been through. So the conversations are effortless.
Totally. Because this is it. You're not in I mean, you sent me a message yesterday of like 4 people asked you for a sales call. Like they asked you to make it
4 people. I was
right?
like, what?
And
Like I haven't done, and I think that's the most magic out of it all, because nobody wants to feel like they're bothering someone. No one wants to feel like you're messaging someone to try and get a lead. It's like going fishing, you know, and seeing. So it's so much better when your messaging is super clear, because then they come to me. And I'm saying to myself the other day, I'm like, are they talking to each other? Like, how are they coming here? Like, like one woman was like, oh, you're a cleaning business coach. And she had, so this is interesting. This one of them, I think her name is Hillary. I'm speaking to her this week. She has a business coach, but she's not a cleaning business coach. Right. And she specifically said to me, I feel like I need someone that knows my language and coaches only cleaning businesses. So there's it right there.
Yeah. Yeah. There's, we've come across this week, Cheryl, quite a few people who are really happy to be brought, but are struggling to gain traction. So it's like, it's a really familiar story.
Yeah.
I love what I do. I'm really good at it. I wish I had a bit more. I wish I had confidence that people were hearing what I'm sharing and people were responding to it. Like it's totally normal and natural. And it is, I bet you were quite hesitant, weren't you? And that's also fine and natural.
I'm sorry, I was hesitant, Lizzie. No, it's not that I didn't want to listen to you. I don't know. I was just nervous about it.
Yeah, of course. And that's kind of why I wanted to share your stories, because it's absolutely normal to feel trepidatious, I guess, hesitant about making changes. But also you came to me because you felt like it wasn't quite working. So what can we do to make it work better? You know, that's
and the engagement. It was the, you know, you can't really blame the algorithms or anything like that. As soon as we really started focusing in on, okay, this is cleaning, business, language, and got super specific about hiring, call outs, client complaints, like really specific, all of a sudden the engagement started to rise. And I've been tracking the engagement. So I can see, I think on my live last week, I want to say there was like 64 comments on there. I'm like, how did that even happen? I mean, some of them are duplicates, but I'm saying, wow, these people are like really engaged. And it's like, I'm like, okay, so that's helping me build my confidence. And I mean, I know what I'm doing. I built a successful cleaning business, but to teach that and translate it, that's where, you know, you have to do a confidence build as a teacher.
Well, that's it. But see, the more I feel like the more people engage, the more confidence you get, the more you double down. And it's just kind of this snowball. For me, watching you and feel like getting like 1 client, 2 clients, 3 clients, 4, like I think there's been 6 since we started working together, which is pretty exciting. To feel like it feels like there's momentum building. Like every time you send it, there's another layer and another layer. And every time you sign someone else, then it's like, no, really, I'm good at this.
This is it.
And that's confirmation of it. Yeah, it's been super exciting.
Yeah, I mean, I was booking all the appointments for the week yesterday. I'm saying, oh my God, what if they all want to do the program? And I'm going to have all these people. So my max was 10 private clients. And then after that, because I'm still active in my cleaning business in the mornings. So usually my schedule is like cleaning business from 8 to 12 and then coaching from 12 to 5. That's usually what it looks like. Wow. I won't be able to do that. So I'm going to have to start a group program.
How great is that though? So not only will you be
Cool.
booked out with one-to-ones, you've also started on your group program, on the strategy behind it. At least we've been back and forth with that. So probably the next step for you as well is probably getting some kind of support so that you can get all of these pieces going.
I didn't even expect this to happen this fast.
No, it's like whiplash, right?
That's the thing. I'm like, yes, I think you said that to me yesterday. Support. I'm like, what support? I'm gonna hire somebody else. I'm like, okay.
Like not necessarily for delivery, but for things like just like the client experience stuff and making sure that data entry is done correctly and your CRM's tip top and things like that, stuff that you can let go of so that you have the space and time to do more of the stuff that you do, which I think is beautiful and very exciting, because that's like, that's the next stage.
And so it's funny too, because every weekend I'm a workaholic, but every weekend I spend building out the program each more. So like a little bit more. So like my hiring has, I think it has like 15 slides right now, because there's so much with hiring employees and training them and motivating them. And, you know, there's so much that goes with that. That could be one course in itself.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
And then there could be one course in itself with organic strategies for lead generation, which I started to work on that too. So I don't know really where I'm going to go yet. I know I have a lot of options. And so I just keep writing and building. And I'm like, okay, this could be one course. This could be another course. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but I know it's happening.
It's going to work. And I guess the only thing you need is to be one step in front of the furthest along person in your space. So you're going to keep creating probably forever. And what we've talked a lot about is having that graduation process of like, okay, so here's the early stage thing. Then once they finish that, then they've got a different ecosystem to be in. And then once they finish that, and so like as your confidence grows, as their skill set grows, you've got kind of the next higher levels thing for them to be engaged in.
Yeah. And I think too, is I've been hearing feedback from my clients, and my clients are, some of them are they've been with me a few months, but some of them are brand new, like a month into it. They say that they love the mentorship.
Nice.
And then one of I have a couple, they're so cute. They're from Texas. The woman, the wife was like, you know, it's almost like you're my therapist. I can talk to you and I can bounce stuff off you. Not the cleaning therapy, all about cleaning stuff, you know. But it's just interesting that people need mentors. They need mentors to grow and feel confident. I think mentors help people feel confident.
Definitely. I have mentors, and well, Mish in this space, one of them as well. But I mean, that's part of the process, is investing in yourself so that the next stage can happen. Otherwise you get a bit stuck, you know, you don't know where to go next, whether it's your copy or it's your cleaning business, it's your whatever business. Having that guidance gets you there faster. You might get there in the end, but it might take like years more, right? Do we have to wait? I don't.
I mean, I know. And then I have that big training coming up that I finished.
Let's tell everybody about that, because that out, like it kind of came out of the blue based on this shift as well into owning your brilliance, owning your expertise in the cleaning.
So it's a made software company. So it's a made software scheduling. It's like a scheduling software. Okay. And the man that started it was a cleaning business owner, but also like a marketing entrepreneur. So he's really cool. So he's always looking for new speakers. He does something called an online summit. So a lot of organizations will do in person. He does his online. He has speakers from all over the world. They arranged this thing in July. So I was talking to another cleaning business coach, and she said, you should talk to, his name's Amar. You should talk to Amar. He's always looking for, you know, new speakers. So I just sent an email and I said, this is what I can teach. And so I'm doing a complete sales organic strategy training coming up in the next couple of weeks. And I just finished.
To like hundreds of thousands of people as well. It's massive.
Yeah, that's what I'm nervous about. I'm like, oh my God.
Just pretend you're talking to me. It's fine. It's fine.
It's a good, no, I'm not nervous about that per se, although I have some tech questions I might ask you sidebar. But I'm nervous about doing that because then at the end, they allow me to do a little pitch and say, hey, follow me if you want to get more detailed support or whatever. So I'll get a bunch of people over to the group, which will be fun, which will be good. But then I'm going to start getting messages like, you know, blah, 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 blah. So now I don't know what to do. I have to have a game plan. So in the next couple of weeks, I have to figure out at least something loose to be like, okay, I'm going to do this complete organic lead strategy program.
Yeah, but see, that's a great problem to have. Is like,
it is a great problem to have, and I'm very excited about it.
All these people that are going to come into my orbit. It's like we might. It's
exciting, but I'm the type of person that I need to be prepared.
Absolutely,
like to prepare for things.
I think that's an excellent way to be. Like if you just kind of went, oh, see. Not so good. And see, isn't that one of the things that you need to, as a business owner, you kind of need to behave as the entrepreneur you want to be as well, rather than the entrepreneur you necessarily like the situation. So you need to kind of act up and act as if these people are already in your space so that you can kind of be ready for them. And you're like, you're ready to deliver. That's sure. That's for sure. Like
I know them. I know the material. It's just organizing it in such a way that as a group program that it comes across professionals. Private coaching sessions are easy. I have all the material. I have things I send and everything, and we work on things. But I noticed that in the private sessions, they come to you with a bunch of questions and they be like, okay, today I want to work on this. Today I want to work on that. It's a little different. So having a program is okay, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and you're covering stuff each week. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to transition from that.
Sure, but don't forget either, you can create whatever you want.
Oh, I know, but I just am a little
like, you don't even have to have it as weekly modules. It could be, here are the modules, go at your own pace, and like create whatever makes you happiest. And that's really the message that I've been getting across wherever possible, especially this week, but in general with the work that I do, is that just because that's the way it's done elsewhere doesn't mean that's the way that you have to do it. So you create the thing that works for you. That's the key.
Yeah, I don't know if I should do like an accelerator program, you know what I mean, where it's like maybe 6 weeks long and they get this strategy, or 8 week, probably could be 8 weeks too. I don't know yet. I'm still undecided.
So we can dive into that in our next one-to-one as well, which will be maybe next week or the week after.
Yes.
But what's so exciting is that, so 45 days essentially, so you've gotten 6 definite new clients. There's more on the horizon. People are coming and asking you to get on a call with you so that they can buy into your space. There's a group program on the horizon, and you are now standing out as the expert in the cleaning business space that you are, and it feels effortless rather than like, oh, it feels, I'm not sure. Right.
And that's all attraction. That's all the content that you've, helped me write. And I think the biggest thing for that I was lost in content because I couldn't grasp the formula of how to write a piece of content.
Sure.
And you had showed me how it's all broken down in sections, like the problem, then what was the turning point, what's my life look like after. Once I started creating like that whole storyline, it finally started clicking and things started to come out better. And I really started thinking, okay, what can these cleaning business owners really focus on so they know what a Monday morning call out feels like when they can't get their houses clean because staff calls in. So they know exactly what that feels like. They know exactly what a client complaint feels like when their quality control is not up to par, which means their training is lacking for their cleaning tech. So they know what those emotions feel like. So I really started to dig deep and be like, all right, what really pisses me off sometimes in my cleaning company, and how do I help them provide solutions for that?
Well, that's it. And that's the thing. And that's what we're all working towards, is like, okay, so here's where they are. I know what that feels like. How would it feel not to feel that almost as well? It's an interesting place to be. So how would you say you feel like creating for your business is now? Do you feel that it is more fun? Like, is it easier?
Yeah,
You like it
it's
now?
fun. It's definitely fun. It's easier. And the thing I think too, is you gave me structure. So structure to be like, pick your your most pressing topics, your most pressing 3 or 4 topics, and then just, continue to rotate those over and over and over again with a different spin. So it's really interesting because I write my content on the weekends. On Saturday morning, I get up really early because my house is quiet and I can just completely concentrate. I get up at like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. I go downstairs, get my cup of coffee, open the computer, and then that's when I write. I write my training for the week because I do live trainings, and then I write my content, what I'm going to post, my posts or whatever. It's a very regimented process. However, once I get in that headspace, it turns very creative. So it's interesting. I know sometimes people say, oh, creativity comes at all hours of the day or during the week and stuff. If I get an idea, I write the idea down, but then I only create those 2 days and then I send you my work.
Amazing. Great. So you're one of my people. I have some people who send me stuff when they need. So sometimes it's twice a month. Sometimes it's less than that, but it's only when they need that backup. But I have people like you who send me stuff, right? It's Monday morning. It's time to get the stuff organized for the next week ahead. So, I think that's what's been so great about this space, is that different people use it differently, but it works. Yeah,
totally. Yeah. I only have so many hours in the day that have to be allocated. So I just pick the quietest time I have and just focus, but I already know ahead of time what I'm going to write about. So if I know this week I'm writing about hiring, I can, during the week, I start to kind of generate ideas. So I kind of have a little bit of an idea what I'm going to write about.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's working really well. So I feel like we're a well-oiled machine now, and it's just going to.
So let's talk and create. I mean, I'm getting there, I'm making clients, but in another year, it'll be exciting to see where I am.
Oh yeah. I mean, if this is what you can do in 2 months.
I know.
Cool, man. Well, look, thank you so much, Cheryl, for telling your story.
You're welcome.
Hope that the people watching, Gabriella says, powerful when you have the right content to attract your audience. Absolutely. It makes such a difference.
Yeah, it makes sense. Huge.
It really does. So I hope this really inspires everybody who is here to either get brave and start thinking about niching, or just look at what Cheryl's been able to achieve and just be inspired by like the determination and the consistency that you have dedicated to, well, both your businesses, really. Like it's not like this is a new thing. This is just your being, right? Which is great.
I love to create. I love business. So
yeah, it works out well. So have a system. Systems seem to work too, of like this is the process that works for you. And I guess that the parting idea is to, whatever it is, do it in a way that suits you best,
Yes, correct.
Definitely. So Cheryl, I realize it's been a massive day for you, so I won't keep you talking any longer.
No worries.
Find a puddle and
it's still fun. What time is it over there?
Oh, it's 10:30 in the morning for me. So it's 11:30.
7:30 over here. So I'm in bed by 8 because I need to get up at 4 and write content.
Oh, well, it makes it sound like I'm making you do it. I'm not making you do that. You're making me.
No, I know. I'm just joking.
I know, right? Cool. All right. Well, it's time for you to go get to bed then. Thanks so much for having a chat with me, telling everybody you're inspiring. It's so inspiring. I'm very, very excited for what comes.
No, you're just awesome.
Oh,
Awesome.
you, buddy. Back at
my life.
All right. We will see everybody tomorrow live on the Zoom. Actually, we're going to be back in Zoom rather than live in the group. So everybody come along. I'm going to be able to actually interact, which is a privilege. Cool. All right, everyone.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.